meant to intimidate. In fact, there may have been a wee boy or two he saved from an untimely fate. Whenever they came across a lad or lass in need, as Arthur himself had once been, they took them into the fold. One ship became 2, and then 3, 4, 5, until a score of ships with blackened sails roamed the seas. These were his warriors, a legion of men who adored him, respected him, followed him, and, together, they wreaked havoc on the blood ties that had sent him away. And generations upon generations, country upon country, they would spread far and wide until people feared them from horizon to horizon. Every pirate king to follow would be named MacAlpin, so his father's banishment would never be forgotten. Forever lords of the sea, a daring brotherhood, where honour among thieves reigns supreme, and crushing their enemies is a thrilling pastime. These are the pirates of Britannia, and here are their stories. Prologue, 1727, Cornwall, England. "Hit him harder!" 14-year-old Dominic Greyville swung a fist at the large lout of a boy and snarled like a badger as he bared his teeth. There was nothing more exciting than fighting on a dirt road with a bastard who deserved a good punch or two. "Look out, Dom!" Another warning sent Dominic diving out of the way. The lad he was fighting struggled and staggered back after his looming fist just missed Dominic's face. Dominic kept his eyes on the boy, but listened for his best friend Nicholas Flynn to warn him of another tricky move. "You bastard!" His opponent lunged for Dominic, and the pair of them hit the dirt with a heavy thud. His ribs ached beneath the weight of the bigger boy. Dominic swung wildly, catching the other boy's jaw, and he grunted as pain shot up his hand and into his arm. The boy slumped over onto his side, and Dominic rolled up onto the balls of his feet. His ears rang from the blows he'd already taken, and blood coated his split lip. But Dominic laughed in delight. Perhaps it was his mother's wild Spanish blood, but he couldn't resist a good fight, especially when a boy like this had been slapping a pretty young tavern girl around. Dominic had taken one look at her tear-stained face and launched himself at the wrongdoer. The lad had to be 16 or 17, and his meaty fists were capable of great damage. But it was worth the risk to do what was right. "Oi!" A deep bellow sent the small crowd of boys who had been watching the fight scattering away. Only his friend Nicholas dared to remain behind. A burly man with grey-black hair marched up the lane toward them. "What did I tell you about fighting, eh?" Judging by the looks of his apron and the overpowering stench of mead rolling off him, he had come from the tavern down the road. Dominic's opponent got to his feet, one hand clamped over his gushing nose. "Little shitter hit me, Pa!" The lad pointed at Dominic with a bloody hand. The lad's father slapped a paw of a fist on his chest. "I said if you fight, you better finish it. Go on, kill the little rat." The man pointed to Dominic, urging his son to kill him. For a second, Dominic was shocked that a man would urge his son to kill another boy. But the hateful look in the man's eyes warned him that he meant it. There was no way around it. Dominic would have to win the fight because the stakes were suddenly higher. The lad eyed Dominic with open hatred that mirrored his father's. He lunged for him. Dominic danced sideways and swept one foot out, tripping the boy. He fell face first, so hard into the ground that he groaned and went limp. "Bloody useless fool!" The rotund man spat on the boy's prone body and glowered at Dominic and Nicholas. "Off with you, brats!" Dominic didn't need any further urging. He and Nicholas took off running down the road and only stopped when their